Welcome back everyone to today's vanilla let's play. Since last episode I decided to redo my sorting room and my storage room, and I needed to work out how to get those double chests sorted, and after working it out for a little while I just finally come up with a solution on how to do this. So let me go over and show you now. So since last time I've got loads of iron thanks to that Golem Farm, and there's more incoming. I just go and collect it, and now that I got that iron I've been able to make some hoppers and start getting this to work. So let's go here first. Now this is what I originally designed. Well, it wasn't my design really. This is what I originally built, and what it does, it just fills up these two chests with wheat up here, and you just put it in there. Let me just place it in there now, and all that does is just fills up these two chests with wheat. Let's just grab him back. What I want to do is, when it's sorting the items, I want some to go in the top and different items to go in the bottom, so they're both separate. And trying to get this redstone here to work was really irritating, and this redstone will activate this and this. So I was messing around in creative and I came up with a solution on how to fix that problem, and here it is. So this will sort now separately into a top chest and the bottom chest, and just to prove that I'll place some of these items right here. Now let me do this, and there they go. So give that a second now and I'll show you what I mean. Right, any second now. And we put them in there just to prove that it's working. Right, so I'll go over here now, and here they are starting to go in, and in the bottom we've got our separate items. So as you can see, it is working perfectly, and the same with the wheat. Yet again, all I gotta do now is get rid of this bit here and replace it with this contraption. And you may notice I moved it over one, and it came in from the side. That was the only way I could work out how to get these two to interact. So basically what I've got here, let me quickly show you. Let's use some dirt for this. So all it is from this side first, this goes to the bottom chest of course. So that hopper goes into the chest, this goes into the bottom hopper, this one goes into the hopper, that goes over here, because when items go in there, like that, so it does about 22, and any more items activates this redstone here. Well, it turns it off actually, and the comparator will activate that redstone lamp down there. And that's over. With the other side I had to adapt it slightly. Let me quickly show you. Similar thing, except this time the comparator's on that block and the signal goes across. Just like that. And I done it like that so it doesn't interfere with the other signal on the other side right next to it. And there you go, 22 items again, but this one has a couple more. Now I don't need to have these in here. He does it with just one, and it's the same on the other side. Let me show you. So that has an extra one, and that one's always empty. So that's how it works. blocks. So all I got to do now is get myself a load of wool, which is my chosen block for this build, and go around the edges. And I've made a start over here, as it's show you now. So I've started placing down these wool blocks. So I'm going to do all the wool blocks first, and once I've done that, I'll start with a redstone and then set up the hoppers, of course, because I'm going to need quite a bit of iron for that. And they're going to go all down the top. So let me just show you here, just to prove that it was sorting. There you go, see? So all those items come along this line of hoppers here. These are going to go all the way around my chests. I've also had to redesign my chest area or storage area to fit in with this design and to make things look a bit better, of course. So you may notice I've lowered it down a level here, and I moved the chests over just one block so I can fit in with the design, because I've widened the back here. I'm going to put some redstone lamps along the top, and also I've lowered this down a little bit, as this is going to be the furnace area, but I need to get more hoppers for that and work out a way of equally distributing the items between all these furnaces. So to do that is going to be a little complicated, but I'm not going to do that now. I need to work that out first. And back at the back here on the wall, I placed two normal chests. These ain't auto-sorted, but what we're going to have is weapons and tools in here. Place some pictures just for looks, and over here same thing, except in here goes all my armor. Although I might adapt this slightly. Maybe put two chests on either side, as I'm probably going to end up with a lot of bits of armor and tools and weapons. So I'm just going to have to, like I said, adjust that. And the sorting system will come round all these chests up above, out of the way, and down here we have another 20 chests. So I'm going to have about, I'd say about 40, yeah, about 40 chests altogether, and another 8 in the middle here. And the middle here will be for my iron and whatever. Let's quickly that. Now, I've been wondering what to do with this cobblestone. You know, all the stuff that you generally get a lot of, like your cobblestone, your gravel, and maybe your sand. I need and your dirt, of course. I need a method of storing this without taking up too much room. So I decided right down the end here, I'm not sure how I'm going to work this out, but I'm going to use some redstone lamps as an indicator. Say you got up 3 or 4 blocks, and using the comparators and these hoppers, I'm going to have a few chests hidden behind a wall somewhere. We'll have one chest on view at all times, just to store one of these items. We'll have a little room here with several different chests like that, which will store the dirt, the cobble, sand, any items which are I seem to get plenty of. And I've seen a few videos on YouTube of how to do that, and we'll probably have a look at that next episode, as I haven't quite worked it out yet. But I'm going to probably either do it next episode or maybe do a bit in this episode. We'd have to see how much we get done today. So let's go over to the Golem Farm now, and let's see how much iron we've harvested. And there she is. However, I've noticed one thing with this iron golem farm. Some of the village seem to be spawning down below. And I'm not sure why that's happening. Maybe they're glitching out here? I'm not sure, so I've got to like go around killing extra guys. Let's have a look. Let's have a look what trade he's got. No, let's get rid of him. Goodbye. We got a tough cookie in here. Ah, there he goes. Right. I got rid of him. Just in case anything decides to spawn down here. Although I could claim some of these extra villagers and take them over in my base sometime. But let's go and have a look how much iron this has collected for me. So let's pop in this chest. Ooh, nice. We got another stack. And we got 19 poppies. So yeah, it's working quite well. I don't think there's any stray villagers out here, is there? I only had one so far. Right. So yeah, it's doing quite well. And that looks quite nice over there as well. My mob killing system. This is working well. So all I was thinking here was... Oop, it's getting dark. I'll have to get some sleep in a second. So what I was thinking here was making a stair system down there and have a little path coming up here somewhere. And then we'll probably put some kind of minecart system underneath this as well. Taking all my items into my base to save me coming here all the time. So why don't we quickly grab some sleep now as the sun is coming down. And I've set up a little base near here. So let me just go in here. And I'm going to go back to my base in a second and we'll meet you in the storage room. Well, we made it back in one piece and I got back here and I started laying out some of the mechanics for this redstone. So let me go behind to show you now. So I got rid of all the old redstone mechanics here and replaced it with all these wool. So this side is nearly done. And if we go over here, I've done the same there. I've just got to add the redstone delays and comparators. And over the other side, I made a start there also. So let me remember where the way in was. Here we are. So I've made a start on laying this out, but there's no redstone over here yet. And similar over here. So that's more or less set up. I just got to go now and find and make some redstone delays and comparators and so on. My only problem there is I haven't got any quartz, so it looks like I'm going to have to pay a visit to the nether. Well, I've just returned from a successful run from the nether, and I've gone ahead and set up some comparators and redstones for this side here, and also got my glowstone, and I added in some extra light in here. So I've got it all set up here now. And I think that looks quite nice. And over this side I've set up all these hoppers, so these are all connected. And down this side, all I've got left to do is set up this side here and join them together in the middle somehow, and that's what the mass storage room at the end is going to be for. And I've done a basic setup idea. What it's going to look like is, let me pick that up, is something like this. This is going to be this glowstone lamps. I'm going to convert that into glowstone lamps, and what we're going to have is a line of these lamps going up. So we'll have roughly about let's see, 5, maybe 6 or 7. And the idea is I'm going to wire these up to comparators, and we'll have a load of hidden chests behind. And as the chests get full up, they'll light up until we up to full capacity. That was my initial idea, but I've still got to work on this, so that's going to take a little work. And now this side should work now. Let's have a look. So I've lined up all the hoppers along the top, and they ran all the way down here, and as you can see I've got all the redstone set up as well. So I think now is time to give it a test. So all I got to do really to test it is, or set it up, is just fill this hopper here with the items I want to sort into the chests, and the same on this side here. So I just put in one item along there and the rest in here. So let me show you that as a demonstration. I did show you earlier. So you notice nothing's happening, but as soon as I add in that, and that should go down to like 22, like I said. So let's wait for that a second, just to see if it works. 18, oh 18 actually. So yeah, that's working fine. And there they are. Excellent. So any items that come along this line up top should get pulled down here. Although I've got to think about what items to put in each chest. So that's something I've got to work out as well. But it looks like everything's working here. So all I got to do now is head over this side here and set up a load of hoppers. And looking at them now, I've only got about 9 left. So I've got to go and get some more iron for that. Hopefully there'll be a load more on that iron golem farm. And we'll come back once we've connected these two. I'm going to go over here now. Let me just get out of here. So I'm going to connect these two lines together. And we'll come back once I've done that, but I've got to set it up in such a way that it goes over here and across. So I might just temporarily connect them over here for now, until I've actually built this mass compression room. So I'll catch you in a few minutes once I've set up this side. Welcome back. Well, I had quite a little issue with iron, and I've still not quite got enough iron, so I had to change my plans slightly, but I managed to alter a lot of stuff here. So let me just show you what I did while I was waiting for that iron to farm. So let's go over here first. I've set up my sign system so far, just thinking about what I want to go in each chest. And you may notice this has changed. There's a reason for that. This is going to be the input chest, but I moved it over here. So what I've done is I've got rid of the chests in the middle bit, and I placed a input chest here. And the middle bit's still the same, and there's a reason why I did this, so I could make some room behind, as I didn't have enough room for the redstone machines. So I thought I'd change that round, and if we go over here, this is going to be the output chest, or the overflow chest. So anything that doesn't get sorted, or whatever happens, gets placed in here. And I did manage to connect these two sides with hoppers and so on, so this left side and this side here are all connected with hoppers and redstone. So all I've got to do is set it up with sorting items, and I've got to decide what to place in all these different chests. And that's going to take a bit of work, but everything's working great. I tested it out over there with a couple, and it all seems to work fine. I just got to do that mass storage room down the end then. I haven't connected this to that, but let me run over there now and I'll show you what I mean. So I was thinking about designs for this room, and this is my initial design, and I'm going to put some more colour wool in the sides and eventually wire up the machinery for this, but I'm not going to do that in this episode. And so what's going to happen here is, as these chests are hidden behind, the comparators are connected to them, and every time something goes into a chest, this lights up, so we'll know when this one gets fill up, an item will go into the next chest and that will light up, so that will indicate that one chest is full, and so on. I probably maybe add another redstone lamp in there, I don't know yet, but I'll work on that by next episode. And that's the initial look so far, although I want to put a bit more dimension to this, so I might lower that floor down a bit and do something with the ceiling. Maybe have another 3D effect like over here. Not quite sure, but I'll work on it. And as I said, the hoppers are connected these two sides, and here you see the line here, and that's going all the way around. And this will be going eventually, and it will be connected over here, so that line will be going down there all the way around into the system, so items get put into mass storage. So yeah, looking good. Oh yeah, I think I was missing one hopper behind here now I think about it. Yeah, right by there. So I only got one more to make, so I might as well do that now. So let me grab myself one chest, and oh, the workbench is over here now. So let's, oh, okay, maybe I didn't quite pick it up. Try again. Let's just make this last hopper now, just so I can connect it up. Let's go over here. Let's have a look. Where was it? Was it here? Can't remember where it was now. It was over here, wasn't it? So if we quickly do this, right, which way did it have to be? So it's got to be connected like that. Anyway, that's the last hopper, and all the system now is all connected up. And I've just got to work out what items to put in this system, and I'll work on that by next episode, so by then you'll see all the items set up and I'll do a little test run. So how am I doing this behind here, you may be wondering. Well, let's have a look, shall we? So let's start from the beginning. Ignore that a second. Here we have an item left. I'm not sure I'm going to go with this design, as it does seem to lag things out a little bit, so why don't I show you what I mean now. Let me grab myself a bit of redstone. As you may notice, I've disconnected it here. So this little hopper here will suck items out of the input chest and place them into this dropper. And from there, let me take that one out a minute, I don't know why that's in there. From there, the items will get placed into this chest up here, and I've orientated these droppers so that they go up, and the last one pushes it into that chest right by there. Well, let me get up there. And they'll come all the way along here, and right along into the sorting system. And the good thing about this is, if there is an item in here, like bones for example, this will light up so you know if you've got any items in there. So it makes it easier to set up. I've only done about 4 or 5, so if any excess items get put in, I'll know to adjust them later, so that's what I'm going to be doing. So this dropper, how does it work? Well, I've got to get a system where the redstone cycles the hoppers. So what I've done is I've connected up this hopper timer here, and I placed one bit of dirt in, which, oh, a cobble actually, which should gradually flash by, and that gives me like 1 second tick, I think. Not exactly sure, but there you go. And that will activate these redstone up here. So what I've done is I've done a tower of redstone lamps, and that just goes through the different things, and they all get placed in that chest. It's not the fastest, but it does the job. Only problem is it does create a little bit of lag, so I might have to change that, like I said. And another little feature I added to this, you may notice that piston there. Well, there's a reason why I did that. I didn't want this running all the time, as it sometimes makes a bit of noise, a clicking noise. So I wanted to turn it off when it's done. So what happens is, I place the comparator right by here, and you may notice it's on at the moment. So what that does, it checks to see if there's any items in the dropper, which there is at the moment, and it sends a signal to this block here, and that activates the piston, which does the same thing with the redstone. It activates the block and turns that on with the pulse, of course. When it's nothing in there, it will turn off. So that's a good way of cutting down on the lag a little bit. It only activates when you want it working. So I gotta go and test it now, so let's show you that dropper. That's quite easy, really. There you go, and you may notice it's getting a little bit laggy. That's not too bad today. Let's see, are the items coming out of here? Yeah, there you go. It's not making a clicking noise so bad today. And if you look up here, you'll notice items are coming out. Excellent. So let me just disable this, as I haven't set up my chest system yet. I don't want it to clog up everything. So let me grab that back. And if I go over here now, this one here wasn't set up, right? So let's have a look what's happened now. It's one of these. Let's have a look. This one here, I think. So if I have a look in this hopper now, you may notice those items I went through have gone into this hopper here. That's because I haven't set it up with any items. Once I put those items in there, it should work fine. So let me grab them back. I'm short on room, am I? Let me find a little bit of space. And it turns off just like that. So that's working perfectly. And when the items all go through, it's just a simple case of going through the hoppers until it gets to this side here. So this is the output area, and they're coming all the way along here and straight in the chest. Nice and easy, really. There you go. Now the last thing to do for this system is the furnaces, which I'm going to have to work on next episode or two. And what I'm going to do is get a load more hoppers and place them along on the back and on the bottom, and we're going to work out a timing system. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to work out how to equally distribute the items. So that's what I'm going to do for next episode or two. But everything's working great so far. I'm really happy with it, and I'm going to carry on working on it between episodes now. And next episode I'll show you this mass compression room over here. We'll try and get this to work, and I'll show you the mechanics behind it, which is pretty easy, really. It's only a case of hoppers and comparators. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I'm going to leave it there for now. By next time you'll see all this set up, and we'll start working on that area down the bottom there. So I'll see you next episode, guys. And don't forget to like, and if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. So, see you next episode, everyone.